Every 67 seconds, someone in the United States develops Alzheimer's.
The Alzheimer's Association's Desert Southwest chapter provides free information to help educate Tucsonans about this disease. Joining us is the program director, Morgan Hartford. Morgan, thank you for coming in this morning.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Morgan, I just remember that Ronald Reagan lived with Alzheimer's for 10 years before he passed. I just feel like it's such a cruel disease.
Yeah, it really is, and it's one that spares nobody. So it's hard to see. We're seeing a lot more of it now. Like you said, every 67 seconds somebody is living with the disease, and currently there are 5.5 million Americans that are living with Alzheimer's right now.
And is there anything we can do?
You know, it's a disease that spares nobody, but we can reduce our risk factors for developing the disease. So staying mentally fit is helpful. There's a strong vascular disease, diabetes, things like that, that can really help keep those risk factors down.
And you know, when you first sat down, I thought, you're kind of a young person to be talking about, you know, this disease that affects people 65 and older generally. But the thing that's cool is that you have programs, you have ideas, you have help for people who are either affected by personally or in the family by this disease.
We have a number of really important family support systems and programs in place to help people living with Alzheimer's and related dementias. And one of those is our 24-hour helpline. And that number is 800-272-3900. Family caregivers and people with dementia can call that number and talk to a master's level dementia expert 24 hours a day.
Wow.
And have their questions answered. If they just want to vent or somebody to talk to, we can do that. We have a number of different education programs as well. 27 different support groups throughout southern Arizona for caregivers that are caring for somebody with dementia. And we also have our Medical Alert Safe Return program, which is a registry where somebody with dementia can wear a bracelet that says, I'm a person with dementia. Here's my contact information in case they wander. They can be found that way too. So,
what are some of the most prevalent questions that people have?
Well, is this normal?
Okay.
That's what we hear a lot. So someone with dementia might call our hotline and say, I'm experiencing some memory problems and maybe in the early stages of memory loss. Is this normal? And so we'll go through some of the 10 warning signs and say, okay, well, are you having problems with your memory that are new? Are you having a hard time doing the things that you used to be able to do? Are you relying more on memory aids? Problems with vision and balance are ones that we wouldn't necessarily think of as being associated with dementia, but sometimes can be. So we hear that a lot, is this normal? And then we really try to provide education and support to say, if you're having memory problems, go see your primary care physician and talk to them about it.
So tell us, you know, a lot of diseases, people will say, oh, early diagnosis will help. Well, there's no cure for Alzheimer's,
right.
but you do have assistance and ideas if someone is diagnosed early.
Absolutely, and we have family care consultants that are on staff, and we can provide some care planning and to be able to increase quality of life and do some of that planning down the road, because like you said, it's a progressive brain disease. There isn't a cure, but in the meantime, how can we increase quality of life? There are a few medications out there that can keep symptoms at bay for a short period of time as well. And so really, it's about building a circle of support around somebody with memory.
Help people to differentiate memory loss as signs of early Alzheimer's versus just memory loss in general. Because I think people like to joke like, oh, I've got early Alzheimer's because I can't remember this. I mean, it's obviously not a joke, but I think people associate those two.
Right, and it's good that we're actually talking about it and when people are concerned about it. And the memory loss, it might be because you're overwhelmed. Maybe you are the host of a morning show and you have 8 guests on, you're trying to remember everybody's name. That's normal, okay? But it's when you try to remember something and you walk back to the room to remember what you're trying to say and it doesn't come back to you.
Okay.
People start saying to you, you know, you've been repeating yourself a lot. You've been asking the same questions a lot. So looking for those kinds of signs. And again, if you're concerned, go see the doctor, and that's what we tell people, absolutely.
Morgan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much, and look online at act.alz.org for the longest day coming up. That's June 21st, and our Walk to End Alzheimer's November 1st as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And to learn more about the Alzheimer's Association, you can call them at 800-272-3900 or go to their website, alz.org/DSW. Again, that number is 800-272-3900 and alz.org/DSW.
Stick around, the Morning Blend. We'll be right back with what's happening on tomorrow's show.